I now give the floor to His Excellency Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism of Jamaica.
Mr. President, Excellencies, at the outset, allow me to express Jamaica's appreciation for the support provided by member states of the United Nations in the General Assembly last year for the adoption of the resolution establishing February 17 as Global Tourism Resilience Day. I also express my thanks to you, Mr. President, for convening today's series of meetings as we commemorate that important milestone. In our collective pursuits of global sustainability, it is imperative that we recognize the fragility of tourism-dependent economies and the transformative power of tourism resilience. Historically, tourism sectors have been the first to be affected by global crises, be it health pandemics like COVID-19, economic downturns, or natural disasters such as hurricanes and earthquakes. However, the sector has always demonstrated a remarkable ability to bounce back, acting as a catalyst for broader economic recovery. In the aftermath of such events, tourism has not only rebounded, but has often been a cornerstone of the rebuilding efforts, providing jobs, revitalizing local businesses, and restoring confidence and enhancing people-to-people contact. Mr. President, the contribution of tourism to the recovery and sustainability of economies, especially the small island developing states, otherwise called the SIDS, is substantial. For instance, following the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, nations such as Thailand and the Maldives leveraged their tourism sectors to rebuild and renew the affected areas, enhancing environmental and economic resilience. These efforts underscore tourism's potential to drive sustainable development by promoting cultural heritage, environmental conservation, and social inclusion. In Jamaica, our focus has shifted towards sustainable tourism that respects both our natural resources and cultural heritage, ensuring long-term economic viability and sustainability. Projects that incorporate local communities and businesses are prioritized, fostering a shared commitment to resilience. However, Mr. President, the road to resilience is not one we can walk alone. Protecting global tourism, especially in the SIDS, require a concerted international effort to implement adaptive, forward-thinking policies that not only mitigate risks, but also promote sustainable practices. The vulnerabilities of SIDS to climate change, economic shocks, and other global changes demand special consideration and action. Mr. President, in this context, the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center, which I founded in Jamaica, plays a critical role in this regard. Established in Jamaica, the center serves as a hub for thought leadership, project coordination, advocacy research, training, and capacity building in tourism resilience. Our efforts are focused on monitoring and evaluating resilience strategies and forming policies that safeguard against future crises. Through the GTRCMC, we have facilitated dialogues and partnerships that span continents and industries, creating a resilient network of stakeholders dedicated to the sustainability of global tourism. Our successes including launching training programs for disaster risk management in tourism, which have been instrumental in preparing destinations to handle and recover from crises effectively. Yet, despite these advances, significant challenges remain. One of the most pressing issues is the scarcity of resources dedicated to building tourism resilience in vulnerable states. Our efforts at the TMRC are hampered by limited financial and human capital, which are critical to extending our reach and enhancing our impact. Therefore, today, I propose the creation of a Global Tourism Resilience Fund. This fund would be supported by international organizations and developed in partnership with global financial institutions. It's aimed to provide the necessary financial resources to support resilient projects across the world with a focus on the SIDS. The fund would ensure that these nations are not only prepared to manage and recover from future crises, but are also equipped to harness tourism as a driver of sustainable development. Mr. President, in conclusion, as stewards of the world's cultural and natural heritage, it is our shared responsibility to fortify the tourism sector against the inevitable challenges of the future. We must foster a global environment where resilience in tourism is not just an aspiration, but an achievement. In establishment of the Global Tourism Resilience Fund, I think this will be a critical step in the right direction. It embodies our collective commitment to a sustainable, resilient, and prosperous future for all nations that are particularly reliant on tourism. I urge this esteemed Assembly to support this initiative, ensuring that tourism continues to be a source of hope and prosperity for vulnerable economies across the globe. Let us stand united in resilience for the betterment of our world and all its people. I thank you, Mr. President.